We're in the Tron to drop by VBS Co. Starting life as a body shop, now it would seem the bikes are taking over.
We love doing what we do, so we just really wanted to, get out there and show what we could do. So it's one of those things that just sort of started. We had a few hot rods on the go and a few other projects, and it just sort of evolved.
The workshop now has two very different looking work bays. The one on the left, a full motorcycle customizing chop shop, and on the right, body and fabrication for four-wheeled creations. But there might just be a bit more in common between the two than you'd think.
A lot of guys, especially a lot of car guys, been into cars a long time, and you only know them as a car guy when you actually start talking to them. They first started as a bike guy, like I suppose back when they were going to school, man, and they were trying to pick up chicks. Bikes were pretty rad back then, I suppose, and it's really cool to see how many guys were into bikes and the stories. I really enjoy building the bikes because you meet the guys and the stories that come with it. That's why we do this. This is why this is cool, man. I think anyone who's into cars, bikes, you either get it or you don't. It's cool building them, it's cool riding them, it's cool driving the car, but you meet the people, and there's always stories behind the people. They'll sort of decide, hey man, I had a cool bike back in the day, look, I wouldn't mind doing that again, and they're sort of getting back into it, and it's really cool, and sort of creating some new stories, I suppose, yeah.
Such is the case with this Honda CB750 Custom, being constructed for local hot rodder Noel Jessup. The Custom model, not an overly common platform for a cafe racer build, but there's obvious styling cues shared with a traditional hot rod here. However, having less to work with isn't always an advantage.
You can hide so much with a car, you can only see one side at a time. Where bikes, people think it's smaller, it's so much easier, it's just two wheels, but you look at a bike, and a good bike beat a bad bike is you can't see anything. I think a good bike you should look at it and it doesn't look like it goes because you can't see the wiring, you can't see a key, you can't see any, it's just a motor and some wheels, which is pretty rad. So it's less is more, I think. You have to try to really think about where things are going, make a real good plan, and it's all proportions. Proportions and lines is just crazy, is sort of, it either works or it doesn't. I think with a bike, you either look at a bike and you straight away know this is really good. And you can look over it 10 times and it just gets better. When you look at something, you look at it 10 times and you find it's something sort of wrong each time. It's sort of like, well, this hasn't hit the mark. You can really test your skills and make something good out of it.
But when bolting together a true period-styled hot rod, for example, following the traditional cues of yesteryear can make for a pretty restrictive process. It's here where a custom bike offers a bit more freedom.
There's rules and regulations. You can't put those wheels with that car, and it's got to be this colour. You got to run, this motor, and there's sort of, and you can go different, but people sort of look at you, like you're not sticking to the mould. That's where bikes are so cool. I think that's why bikes are so popular at the moment. It's your own identity, and you can make a bike your own identity. So I think definitely it's a license to make it your own and be really proud of it.
On the body side, the boys have something a bit different on the go currently. It's certainly the first, and probably the last for this TV show anyway, a vintage ice cream truck built around a '64 Austin FGK30. The decommissioned Mr. Whippy truck is powered by a 202 Holden 6, but we're not shooting for blistering quarter miles here. Its performance will be measured in ice cream sales. Different, yes, but it certainly fits VBS's MO.
We don't want to just bolt parts on, that's not our deal, is we want to make stuff and build stuff. And I think the biggest thing, if you can think it, you dream it, build it. There's no reason, man, I had this crazy job, I've always wanted this car, I've always wanted this bike. Do it. Don't do what someone says in a book. Don't copy what Barry down the road did, man. I think that's the cool thing, make it your own and love it. My problem is guys come to me with an idea, and they have a bit of an idea and they talk it. I just love this stuff so much that I get into it, and I actually get more excited about their project than they do half the time, and I come up with all these different ideas, and I'll be ringing them going, hey, wait, what about this? Let's try something else. So I absolutely love it, so I'm pretty lucky to do what we do, man. I get to build other people's dream cars and dream bikes and not having to pay for it, which is great, but there's nothing better than at the end when the owner comes and picks their car up and drives it off for the first time, or picks that bike up and rides off with it. It's pretty rad. It's definitely a cool feeling that you've been a part of, Yeah, we're pretty lucky.